Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 3 of the Weekly Bias. Before we get into today's episode, I'd just like to go over this pinned tweet on our Twitter at TheLinesmanTA. It's a mega thread. We got a giveaway going on everything you need to know about our NFT project at the VIP's NFT. Make sure to check this out. Lots of juice in there. Fill out this form in the second tweet and in the 17th tweet if you'd like to get whitelist for the project and join our Discord. We're talking supply, we're talking price, we're talking the breakdown of the mint funds, everything you need to know. Big juicy update. Make sure to check that out. So without further ado, I'm going to switch it over to Royston and he'll take off with the charts. There you go.
Sweet. Hey guys, it's Mate and let's kick it off. We're starting on the Dixie, the daily chart. We do like to look at the Dixie to frame our trades because the dollar's the king. US dollar's the king,
It
and it's
is.
better than any other currency out there. So it controls the markets, and we frame our ideas on it. So let's get started. As we can see, we've traded right into the consequent encroachment of this daily order block. So this green candle here, take 50%, high to
Precision.
low. Precision, mate, just above it, and then tank below. Okay, so we are looking for some downside today, and coming into the week. In terms of downside targets, we're looking at consequent encouragement of last week's trading. So I will just pop back onto the weekly chart, and as you can see, we've taken 50% of this week as a downside target, as well as the weekly FVG below here. And we do note that there is a daily volume imbalance down here. Okay. Bearish Dixie. So what we're predicting coming into this week means up for crypto. Okay. We know a lot of our audience is crypto based, degen stuff, but you know, we love it and we're here to bring you guys a good show. So, let me jump on back onto the daily. I will also note that there is this volume imbalance here, which lines up pretty well with this CE here. So
Yeah.
it gives further confluence for a bit of downside this
Yeah,
week.
look at that. Look at that. Last Friday's candle looks very bearish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, should I jump on and cover for a bit, and then we'll get you back on?
Yeah, mate. If you wanted to talk about USDT dominance.
Yep, that's exactly what I wanted to cover. So here we go. USDT dominance, for those of you who don't know, measures the percentage. It's an index of the crypto's total market cap that is made up of USDT, which means people in stable coins, aka risk off, like being in the US dollar versus foreign currencies. So just on the weekly chart here, we have buy side liquidity resting above this high from June, which did not get taken out here. This little wick right here, not trading above this high, is on purpose and not a coincidence whatsoever. No matter what anybody tells you, there's unfinished business up here. The market follows liquidity, not what anybody's emotions tell them.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about this liquidity sweep here, which means this low is what we're looking at to get protected and not really expecting it to go down unless we do see a very bearish USDT dominance. But for now, we have before that 50% of the monthly wick, consequent encouragement as one of our targets to the downside if we see some severe downside on USDT dominance. Otherwise, we're currently consolidating around this previous week's fair value gap, previous weekly fair value gap, which we traded through once perfectly to the bottom of, got a nice fat rally, and then now we're coming back down. In last week's trading, it was a bit of a rare occurrence to take out the week before that's high and low in the same weekly candle, so volatile conditions, not really favorable for any high probability trades, but we
Yeah.
do have indication of downside for this next weekly candle since we could not even trade up into this fair value gap before we saw a big rejection. We're currently consolidating in this weekly fair value gap and we have a weekly in volume imbalance right here. If I just quickly jump down to the daily, we have an imbalance that reaches all the way. The top of the imbalance is the bottom of, the bottom of the daily imbalance is the top of the weekly volume imbalance inside this daily breaker. So there's confluence for longs and for bullish USDT dominance down here. And probably in the next week's trading we will see some more downside. So now that I've covered what our expectations are for USDT dominance, I'll just quickly jump on BTC before I hand it over to Roy for ETH. So just reiterating once again, bearish USDT dominance, bearish dollar index means bullish crypto. So now that I say that, I just want to quickly flash back to this tweet over here back in November 2022, where back at 16,488 we were literally predicting this pump, and it was seen by us in the charts. So don't
Yeah.
let anyone tell you otherwise. There was a setup here, although it was a lot more aggressive and harder to catch than a lot of people thought, admittedly us as well. But this was textbook. Number 3 out of 4 TPs got hit, and this was the short setup that I had drawn all the way back then. Um, so I'll just jump to the daily. That's something that it would look like. Still something that I'm looking for to see if it plays out. We're kind of already beginning that with the liquidity sweep come down and then make everyone think it's topped, rip one more time, make everyone think it's not, it's going to the moon, and then we see the real downside. So we'll see how that plays out. Just wanted to recap on that. Nice W from us in the Discord and on Twitter, was all publicly shared there. Um, Now I'll jump into so BTC on the 3-month time frame. As you guys know, Roy, you can tell them higher time frame is all that matters. The higher the time frame, the
100%.
more it matters. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to
It
begin with,
ignores all the noise.
yeah, facts. Like the bodies of candles do.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have this big fat gap staring at me in my face when I look at this 3-month chart. This fair value gap right here. If that is not the draw of liquidity, the high here at 32.9, then it's likely going to go towards 48, which is very crazy targets to be talking about now. As we know, everyone on crypto Twitter is screaming for higher, but no, we think logically and trade level to level. No emotions here. Um, Anyways, the next little level I wanted to talk about is this monthly fair value gap here. As you can see, we don't really have much monthly fair value gap, except for this little one up here that coincides with the 3-month as well. We have a bigger one over here, so if we're really bullish, we might reach up into there, but we'll have to see how it goes. In terms of this monthly fair value gap, 50% was not reached in August of last year, which is why we did see that further push down. But now it does look like that is the likely draw on liquidity. I'll just jump down to the weekly quickly. We did see. I'll zoom in over here. We saw a tiny little liquidity sweep above this high we were waiting for a very long time. This 25,000 high. And on the weekly chart, you can't even see any reaction from that. But I'll quickly jump down to the daily. When we traded to it, we rejected off heavily. But structure stayed intact on the daily. There was no indication of wanting to go lower. All we were doing was coming back to trade into this daily bullish breaker. So if you just look over here in the top left, you'll be able to see the high, low, and close, open, high, low, and close of the candle. The high of this candle over here comes in at 23,350, and the low of this candle over here comes in at 23,339. So if I just draw a quick line from there to there, you can see that we tapped into the bullish breaker by $11, and then we got sent to the moon. Oh, here's my cat once again. Oh, I can't see the screen. Get out the way. 1 second, guys. Uh, yeah, so BTC, absolutely nothing on the weekly or the daily to suggest that we're going lower. It all looks for higher prices. So just to recap once again, we could see a dip down into this weekly volume imbalance, weekly fair value gap that we're making right now on this candle based on Monday's trading, which has made a low and a high so far and expanded up. To the upside, we've got 50% here, which lines up with this weekly fair value gap and the bearish order block. Jeez, the cat just knocked over the light. Anyways, I'll pass it over to Roy now.
Yeah.
Before,
So
there we go. There you go, Yon.
cool, cool. All right. So we're looking at ETH on the weekly, guys. This FEG marked out here is the 3-month FEG on the 3-month chart. We'll visit that in a second. But I just wanted to talk about this drawing liquidity here. So these two highs, two weekly highs, as well as this high as well. So we are expecting higher prices once again in crypto, and this is the next target we're looking for. This line here, so from the 8th of August to the 13th of Feb, there is SMT here with Bitcoin. SMT stands for Smart Money Technique, and it exists between correlated assets. All right, so whether it be Bitcoin and ETH or Euro and GBP for you forex people,
Yeah.
that's what we look for, and it's further confluence for our trades. And as of right now, although we do expect higher prices on ETH coming into the week, this SMT could be valid as well, as long as this high isn't taken out.
Yeah.
But once again, we'll let you guys know and update it throughout the week as well.
It's simply showing
Um,
weakness against BTC, which is also why BTC's been pumping a lot more compared to the alts. So we'll
yeah,
see how that ends up playing out.
yeah, exactly. I
Mm.
will just zoom out onto the 3-month chart, just to show you guys. Once again, higher time frame, less noise, more story. All right, that's what we
Fact.
like to go for.
Fact.
There's only one FEG left here. All right, that's the 3-month FEG. So we could see price trade back into here before any sort of new lows. All right. With that said, I will jump into a few alts. All right, because I know a lot of our audience are DJing. So let's cover
You guys love your
APT.
altcoins.
Exactly, exactly. Let's cover APT, USDT on the Binance chart. All right, we'll go on to the daily. I do have my eyes on this daily FEG here. As you can see, price has been respecting it. Although you see these 2 wicks come straight through it, we did see the body candles close above it. Okay,
Fact.
so we are expecting some valid push up into this buy side liquidity pool. Okay, so
Those are too
equal highs on the day.
clean.
Too clean, mate. Too clean to be left unnoticed. And we're looking for that to be reached as we anticipate coming into the week. Green. All right.
Yeah,
So
we may not reach all the way up into then this week's candle, but
yeah,
definitely higher prices on APT. That's what the charts are saying now.
yeah. The only thing I don't like is just these two lows. I would have preferred this low to be taken first before we could
Yeah.
see some up. But once again, we'll see what happens
We
and what
might
unfolds
we
through the
might
week.
tap into 50% of that daily breaker, the red candle before the pump. Um,
Yep.
the sweeping those two lows and then putting in the low of the week on Tuesday or Wednesday. Just depends on how the price goes, but yeah, high prices on
Yeah.
APT.
Sweet. Did you want to share any odds,
Oh yeah,
Cam?
yeah. I'll hop on. Let me just do this. There we go. Okay, so in terms of altcoins, um, one that I did have my eyes on is Chainlink. So a lot of you guys will know Chainlink is one of the biggest decentralized finance ecosystems that crypto has. And then just wanted to quickly highlight this. We are still in an accumulation range that we have not broken out of, although a lot of other cryptos have. Um, we've not really done much relative to anything in terms of Chainlink, and I do know that we have a halving. I believe it's next year, so there is sort of that fundamental narrative possibility for why Chainlink would like to go up. On the 3-month time frame, we have this um, sell side inefficiency, buy side imbalance, which is a fair value gap. And we do have these two relative equal highs. So clearly on the 3-month time frame, before we see I'll just get my drawings back. Before we see the sell side liquidity under this low, which has not been taken out, it's very likely that we see the buy side liquidity up here. I'll just jump back to the 3-month and give 50% of this. So yeah, once we do reach up and take out this buy side liquidity pool above these three relative equal highs. I do believe that we see 50% of the 3-month fair value gap, which I believe will be very close to 50% of this weekly fair value gap. Yeah, pretty much exactly the same. So there's some confluence for a level there. We could see lower prices after, but for now, in terms of this week's trading, looking for higher for Chainlink. Immediate target will be 50% of this bearish candle's wick from the 7th of November, and then if we see some acceptance above there, this is clearly going to be the draw at 9.642. Just well, now that that's done, I wanted to quickly jump over Sand. So Sand had some fundamental bullish news of Saudi Arabia willing to collaborate with them on metaverse projects. So that is obviously the fundamental reason why we did see a sharp increase in price. Um, in terms of Sand, we have the buy side liquidity pool above this swing high from the 31st of October, which I do believe is the drawn liquidity. Obviously, after this, the high of the candle from 2 weeks ago, 50% of that we did not close above in last week's trading, which was not exactly the best sign, but we did not see, we didn't even reach the level, and never mind on the, never mind shows any sort of rejection off there. My PC's just kind of lagging a bit for now, but there we go, we're back. There we go, we're back. Yeah, in terms of the daily chart, there's not really anything in here that I'm looking for in terms of being a problem for reaching this buy side liquidity. So I do believe that within this week's trading, BTC and ETH look like they're going to go up, so it makes sense for Sand to continue. If we do see a very bullish week, we could trade up into this monthly order block and take out the next high, and I'll just see. I actually haven't seen 3-month. Yeah, we don't really have anything on the 3-month so far, but this does look pretty good as like just a textbook retest of an order block to go for this fair value gap. But that's pretty high targets for now. We'll just keep it in the scope of 1 week's trading. But yeah, Roy, anything else to mention? Keep this one short and sweet, eh?
Yeah. Keep this one short and sweet. Nothing more. We think we've covered all the charts we wanted.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. So just remember, guys, follow us on Twitter at TheLinesmanTA. Follow us on Twitch, where we did begin recording this YouTube video, but unfortunately the stream cut off. So Twitter, check out the thread. Good luck for this week's trading. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you in some. We might catch you in some videos later this week, but if not, till the next weekly bias.
So see you guys.
See you guys. Bye.